Hello, good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing good. Let's see what we did this week. So we will do a recap of all the trades that were planned in the morning before London Open and what the result was. And I will explain some entry points and some rules around the plan. So this is what I sent in the morning. It's 8:42, just pre-London. And this is the plan, what we will get in the group. M30 time frame. Plan for today. Blue box is buying area. Red box is a selling area. The purple box is a selling area. Blue box buy, and yellow also buy, indicated by the arrows as well. This is the NETH25 plan for that day. We have a small gap towards the downside. We had some support and resistance near, and the red lines are the trend lines. So we will see what will happen here. Above the box is usually a buy. We always wait for the correct price action to enter, of course, and to measure our stop loss, our risk. And for the bottom of the box, it's the other way around. It's a sell. So this is the result of Monday, 6th of June. Let's see. Good buy setup. It was a little bit far off the box, so 10 pips from the box is a little bit far. The close, that's what I'm talking about. So we could see some more drawdown, and that's expected. So we took some partial, and we ended up at a break-even trade. So it's all good. Why did I close break-even? It came back to break-even twice, and that's a rule of thumb for me that I need to close that trade on break-even. But I already took partial in profit, so it was all good. Ended up in a little bit of profit, but I just label it as break-even. It's better for the future of trading. Then another setup, we got a good retest from the box, good wick towards the downside that indicates that we got more buyers coming in. So good close above, retest towards the downside. We got a measurement point for our risk. So that's a good buy. Amazing buy setup like I see here. And the bullish volume after the manipulation of price. This is the manipulation of price, right? Bullish momentum, retest, manipulation of price, getting more sellers to induce into the market because for whatever reason they are selling. That's what we want to see, because then we can enter for a buy. Price action, great. It followed the rules. TP1 and 2 smashed. The NET25 for that day. Good close above, great bullish structure. H1 is bullish, price action is great. It followed the rules that we have in the group, within the group, and TP1 hit. TP1 is around 15 pips, standard pips. Resistance is tested, so the line is tested. The support and resistance lines are the green ones. And another great buy setup to 15 minutes candles later. This is the 15-minute chart. It closed above the box again, still bullish momentum. It followed it, TP1 around the resistance. Since it's test number 2 from the resistance, I will hold because I want to see a break. And of course, the TP2, that's my ideal stop for the trade. So that got hit. TP1 is around 15 to 20 pips, and TP2 is around, let's say, 25 to 30 standard. Plan for that Tuesday morning. Usually the plan is for the whole day. If price follows the rules, it will automatically be until end of day, and then the rules do not apply anymore. So it's good for the whole day to plan. Plan for the NET25 that day. We have a small gaps towards the upside and a big gap towards the downside. Gap works as magnets, right? So that's usually what I'm aiming for when price closes above or maybe below the box. Always wait for the London Open. So the result for that day on the GBP USD, we got a bullish candle from the blue box, so good reaction, great buy setup. price action followed the rules, like we saw a good reaction from the blue box and trade with the momentum up. So risk was small wick, so that's the measurement point for our risk, and TP1 got hit. Good reaction from the strong sell level, not really a sell setup, right? Because it's near the blue box again, so it's usually more up from there. It worked as a support, and then we got our timing, that's UTC +2, that's my time zone. Always around the 15:50, 15:30 mark, usually around 15:30. If you want to learn more about that, please leave a comment or just send me a message so I can explain some more. The box followed the rules, so price action was good, PA good, volume good, semi-engulfing, right? So this is a good setup that I like to trade. Risk was small, the wick is the measurement point, so the risk was small to get the TP1 and 2 got hit. TP1 is around 10-ish pips and TP2 around 20-ish. Then we got a great reaction from the red box, like you see, great sell setup. Time was a bit off because I usually don't trade that late, but the setup was great right after. How many pips did we do? I think around 80 or 90. So there was some correction needed, right? It's not a hard fact, but it's usually a rule of thumb that you will get a correction of price. So it went towards our red box, and the reason for the entry was the price action. It followed the rules, right? A bearish candle and a wick towards the upside, and then we got our entry that we were waiting for, and we got it at the red box. So TP1 got hit. So we got that gap towards the downside. We had a little bit of momentum down, but it was a good sell setup with the open. Price action was great. A wick towards the upside is what I usually see before a sell towards the downside. So that's a good entry point, waiting one more candle, and our TP1 got hit just before the support. After it just bounced around, and I usually don't look at it all day long until our magic time is around 15:50 or 15:30, 3. So great reaction towards the trend line. Price action, great, right? Engulfing pattern, timing great, risk was okay. Why was the risk okay? Because the stop loss needs to be below the previous candle on the NETH25. So it was a little bit bigger than I'm used to, but it followed the rules. TP1 and 2 got hit. Was a indication this was a new SNR. Later on in the session, price action great, timing was a little bit off, but still it was at around the same time that GBP USD got a correction. So potential gap fill. Yes, worked like a magnet. Okay, risk was small, right? Small risk here. TP1 got hit. Wednesday, plan for that day. Plan on the Wednesday for the NET25. Result for that Wednesday. Great sell setup, right? So amazing sell setup, great or good price action, I said. Timing was great. It was just after the London Open, so volume is great. That's a really good time to trade the pound dollar, of course. Risk was okay. Why is it okay? Because it's around 10-ish, 11-ish. So I usually want to see it around 8 or 9, and that's not the case at this, but the setup is so good and the target is so far off. So TP1 and 2 got hit around 19 pips. I closed. This is a second trade that we took. Great first buy setup from the blue box. So we found support, and then we got a great buy setup from the blue box. Price action was good. The risk was great because it was a very small wick. Buy went into profit for around 8 to 9. I did not close because I wanted to see that TP1 get hit, but I ended up trading around I think two pips in profit, and I closed. But I just labeled it as buy to break even. It's better that way for the future. And again, magic timing, 15:30. Price action is great, great reaction from the blue box again. The risk was okay, so it was around 10-ish pips. TP1 got hit. Then we got the Wednesday for the NET25. Big move on the open. So timing was great, price action is good, distance from the box, not too much, right? Not so much, like it's, I think around 20, 25 pips. So that's a little bit too much of a risk. And I did take the sell because the pricing is good and I want to test my own setups, right? And I want to prove that it works, but it ended up being break even. That's okay. Doesn't really bother me that much anymore. So great sell setup, great reaction towards the box. Pin bar, right? So sellers are more in favor for that trade. Out of time for me personally. So it's not a trading time, but it's a great setup. Trading time for me is around 9-ish, so the open until 10, 10:30. So 1.5 hours is my trading in the morning. And then I come back in the afternoon around 3, and then I see what the price will do. So this is the support and resistance from yesterday. So great reaction to that. Just a new way of looking at it, and it's working great for me right now. No trade in the afternoon. So this is Thursday, no red box today. It was just too far off and I got a range what I want to trade in for around, from the moment I start making the technical analysis, and that's around 8:30 in the morning. Then I will look for a 100 to 110 pips towards the downside and 100 to 120-ish pips towards the upside. And it did not fall within the requirement of that. So we got two buying areas and a purple area below that and a yellow box way below there. So let's see what we got for the NET25. Again, we got some multiple trend lines here, so it's a busy traffic there. We do have ECB in the afternoon, so we are looking for some volatility from that. Some good volume will come into the markets. Small gap, maybe it gets filled, maybe not. We are trading above the box, so let's see what happens first at the GU. So great buy setup, timing is still correct, price action was fast but good, risk is okay, right? If you got such a small risk, I usually just place my stop loss on standard -10 and just leave it there until I see some profit, let's say around 4 or 5 pips, and I start to lower the risk and upping the stop loss towards the entry point. So TP1 and 2 got hit fairly quickly, and it's a good indication for a great trade. Then we got a buy setup. The timing was great, so it was 15:30. Price action great. It followed the rules, it must say, but it didn't say the rules there. Price went into drawdown immediately, right? So that's not really something I want to see. It came back to break even for the second time. So that's the rule, right? The same one we got from, I think, Monday. And I closed around -7. So first loss of the week. We did get some break even. Maybe you can label it as a loss, but that's not a loss for me. It's just a break even trade. So that's all good. And this one closed around -7, but we got TP1 and 2 hit in the morning. So overall for that Thursday, still in profit. So we got the NET25 in the morning. We did close above, but it was a bearish candle, so no trade for me there. Another bearish candle, no close below, so no sell. Close above, but too near the resistance, and also the gap was already somewhat close, so I didn't want to risk this whole candle of, let's say, 7, so that's more than 25 pips, and then it's not a good trade for me. This is a good signal, close above, still within timing. Good buy signal, close is good, price action followed the rules, risk is very small, right? It's around 10-ish pips. TP1 and 2 got hit eventually around here, 30 pips. Then we got the ECB, great reaction, great volume. Then I did not trade it because it's just too volatile for me and I don't want to risk more than I got that week. Because it's also my last day of trading for the week. I only trade Monday until the Thursday and Friday I'm off. So great reaction towards the trend line. Support worked great again. And that was that for that week. This is me sharing my journey and my knowledge from the markets, and I hope you learned something from that. And hope to see you all next week again.